What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the evening mastermind call. Today's topic is 5 non-traditional ways to grow your eBay business. I am going to just get straight into it. Although if you want to join, you can go to patreon.com/daily refinement and join our monthly group. And you can join all 44 of these calls Monday through Friday. So let's get into the first one. I have been trying really hard to network with either stores near me or large YouTubers or large sellers. I've been trying to network with people who have what I want, which is either profitable inventory or connections. And I get asked this question sometimes, which is, how do you get people who are bigger than you to talk to you? And I've been really studying that, and it really boils down to one thing. Let me know in the chat what you guys think this one thing is. How can you get somebody who's larger than you or doing better than you, or a supplier, or how do you get people to work with you? A manager at a store? What is it? What are they looking for that makes them want to do business with you? It should be pretty obvious, but it wasn't really super obvious to me until I started to really think about it. Thank you guys for joining. There's the Family Flips and the Reseller Mom Show in the chat. What's up, guys? So there you go. Flip your dollar, hit it right on the money. The number one way to get people who are bigger than you to talk to you really is just money. I reached out to this. I just joined this YouTube group because I really want to make this. For you guys that are thinking about doing social media, especially you guys, the Reseller Mom Show and the Family Flips. There's this model that's called 1,000 True Fans. And the idea is you can get 1,000 people to pay you $10 a month. There's your 100K income. That's the new concept behind my Patreon, which is if I can provide a really good place for resellers to hang out, maybe 1,000 people will join that at $10 a month. I don't know. I'm just trying it out. But I reached out to some larger channels, and I want to give you guys that advice and then use it for reselling. So let me give you guys an example. There's a YouTuber that earns $12,000 a day. I reached out to them and said, hey, I noticed from watching a few of your videos that there's some things that you always do. Could I ask you for some advice? That was the first question that I posted after commenting on a few of the videos. He said, okay. I looked at his channel. In the last 365 days, this gentleman produced 1,000 videos, posts an average of 1.4 times a day. And I think he earns, $12,000 a day net, multi-million-dollar YouTuber. And I was trying to look for some consistencies. And basically he said, yeah, I'll give you all the advice that you need, because I noticed a few things on his channel that hopefully can make him more money. This guy only does 2 ways of earning money. A t-shirt. So he has a branded t-shirt with his brand on it. And then he does straight brand deals. Just 2 ways of making money. And it's like amazing to me that he's not using any other form of monetization. He's not doing affiliate links, any of that stuff. And he doesn't have a team. He films every single show by himself and edits it. For the 1,000 videos that he did, he averaged only 3 minutes to edit a video for the 1,000 videos, which is just amazing. Thinking about you guys, one way to offset your reseller income is to create another stream of income like YouTube, and it's just cool breaking it down to, after you do something for a long time, you really figure out how to streamline all the processes, and that's how you're able to pump out that kind of content. I wouldn't say his videos are really that special, but he's made 4,000 videos and he has 2 million subscribers. Amazing. Super cool. So anyway, my point is, the way that you can get people to supply to you really comes down to just, can you help them make money? That's really as simple as it gets. Right now, I am seeing some really interesting trends. Like, as an example, I live in the Bay Area. The Golden State Warriors were crushing basketball for a while. And right now, they're obviously terrible. They moved to this new stadium and they are trying to sell tickets like crazy. It's like a lesson in entrepreneurship. the Warriors, the owners are obviously very smart, and they're finding all kinds of creative ways to move their replenishable product, which is season tickets. And it's just a really cool. I feel like the Bay Area is all about business. Basketball players here, they never leave their apartment. It's like it's such a sensitive time right now that they're so. This is just, I'm kind of a little bit off topic, but I just really think it's really special how athletes are treating themselves now. They're treating themselves like businesses. Everything is done at the hotel room under supervision. I just think it's really important when you're protecting yourself as a brand. Everybody right now that's listening as a reseller, you are also a personal brand. Everything you do when you represent yourself, it all translates into anything. Um, I was just listening to Garage Flips, and you guys, he said something like 80% of his stuff on eBay sells to his YouTube channel. Are you kidding me? I have a hard time believing that, but if that's the case, that's incredible, especially for you, Jeffrey. You might be in a position where you're in your lair and 80% of people are buying stuff from you because of that. That's just incredible. This is a knife that Jeffrey sent me that I received today. Thank you for the knife. But think about if you had a YouTube channel and your audience bought all your stuff. That's incredible, guys. That's like an incredible way to move your inventory. Imagine your captive audience trying to support you. And instead of being crazy, instead of like forcing them to buy a course or something, you can just say, buy the stuff that I find and you can support my channel. Michelle was asking, what does he talk about? His channel is about news about cars. News about cars. So when a new car comes out, he does 100 days on the road a year. He'll fly out and talk about the new Supra or the new Lamborghini. He's a car news channel. Very cool. Baron Von Steels. Do I think he checked my channel to see if I was worthy of his help? Probably. But what I try to do is provide as much value as possible. In the first 1 month I did YouTube, I got 10,000 subscribers almost immediately. I just basically got on all the resellers' channels. So anybody that's trying to do that, I recommend you just collaborate as much as possible in the beginning with a clear mission. My mission is really just to help people build a resale business. Pretty straightforward. I did take a little bit of a dip when I rebranded the Daily Refinement, but that's because I'm, focused on. I don't want to only be eBay. That's why I switched the name. Balta's been thinking a lot about building up a personal brand. I think it might be necessary now to really do that because I'm finding myself buying things when somebody recommends it to me, even though I know there's a better product. I just want to support that person. Let's see. Kirby Allison is doing Q&A while smoking and drinking. Crazy. Oh yeah, I am gonna let the other people talk. Let's start with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, good evening. What are you working on?
Actually, I'm just preparing for the auctions this weekend. You just keep building that spreadsheet out. Talking about like other forms of income, like my wife and I, we do rental property. And so, I mean, we've talked, I sell classic cars, I sell, collectibles and stuff like that. Like when we bought the building to put the cars in, like we bought a house and a barn at the same time, and we rent the house out and it pays for a 15,000 square foot barn that is scalable to 25,000 feet. I mean, that's a big building. And that's another way to do it is there's a lot of ways to do it in like real estate. Like if you buy your first house, don't buy like a standalone house, get a duplex, let the other person pay for your half while you're living in it. My wife and I did that, and we lived pretty much expense free for a number of years, and we still do. Like our housing expense is still zero.
That is like the biggest hack ever, having no housing cost, having no car. Like if you pay off your car and you have no actual debt, you are in a huge advantage.
And I mean, it's a great way to be, I can tell you that. But the auctions this weekend, there's 2 of them on Saturday. They both start at 10 in the morning. One I'm going to be at personally. The other one, the auctioneer will call me when the items I'm interested come up, and I'll do that.
What time of day are they?
10 in the morning until probably about 5 at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does your wife go with you? That's cool. Does she find it entertaining at all?
Yeah, she's into it.
Wow, that's lucky. I don't think I could
So
take. Oh, I can kind of take my wife to some stuff like that, but she wouldn't want to do it for that long. That's a full day.
yeah, it's a good
Cool.
way. I don't know. If we both enjoy it, it's a good way to spend the day together.
Because I was asking, when did you purchase that property? What year? And then where do you live?
I live in Buffalo, New York, and the property I bought that has the building is in Springville, New York. It's about 40 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have another house. Our first house that we bought is about halfway in between.
Whoa, we lost your audio. Hold on a second. Oh, you're back. Go ahead.
We have another property like halfway in between that. So, it's kind of, you can go straight down.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, I think reselling is a fantastic way to build up some capital for real estate investing. And I think that's just, I mean, you want to put your eggs in things that are really stable. And that's one of the reasons why I like reselling. Guys, it's really stable. As glitchy as eBay is this year, it was glitchy last year. I feel like it's always going to be glitchy. It's huge. It has 1 billion listings on it. It's massive. You can sell almost any item without any restriction. You can't do so at volume, but you can't do so at volume on any website because the manufacturer of the product is always going to ask, why do you have so many of this product? And they will always be able to shut you down. But the actual basic mechanics, e-commerce is awesome. eBay is going to be super stable. I bet when we're having this conversation next year, eBay is almost exactly the same. Let's see. All right, I'm going to talk about a couple of topics that we went over in previous calls. I think that are worth discussing. I want to go back to the offer to watchers. Yesterday, I did 10 offer to watchers and sold 5. So that's that's obviously a little bit skewed because I took the 5 most watched items. I'm sorry, the 10 most watched items and half of them sold. And all of them paid within 24 hours. One just paid before this call. So that is they did take 23 hours to pay, but they still pay within 1 day. And that person, I didn't send them the message of, hey, please let me know if you accept the offer, please let me know when you're going to pay. I opted with that solution. But yeah, on the more rare items, maybe it's cool. I also did not get an exact answer from eBay, but there's also a restriction on how many offers somebody can get so that they're not overly spammed. So I think that how many people actually receive the offer to watcher is more complex than just a simple answer. So somebody had answered yesterday, it's based on an algorithm, and I thought that was too generic. I thought it was more specific than that, but got some new information after yesterday's call. So I think it might actually be complicated who actually does get the offer, but definitely try it out. Balta's saying he also has a good conversion on it. They get a reminder to pay before it expires. Oh, do you guys know how long it the offer is good for? I think 24 hours. Is that right?
48 hours.
48 hours. Okay. 48 hours. John, what are you up to?
Oh, I'm just hanging out with you guys. The conversation's great because I'm trying not to cuss on your show, but there's I'll just say a butt for every seat. So I agree about the whole concept that we're talking about.
Right. No worries. No problem. 48 hours. I know there's 2 mannequins behind John. Let's go over. Okay, here's the third tip that I want to go over tonight. Sorry for taking so long to get into the content. The third tip that I want to go over is no inventory is better than bad inventory. I think a lot of the stores that I'm reviewing, people are just listing because they want to list. But honestly, to scale this business, you want to have a clear mind. It's okay to have a small, not enough items that are good enough. I would much prefer your store stay small and nimble versus big and full of junk that will never sell. That mental real estate will definitely prevent you from growing. So I put no relationship is better than bad relationship. That's how I always coach my friends when they're asking me if they're dating about somebody new that they're dating that I don't approve of. I'm always like, you're probably better off single than with this person, because I think you don't just rush into it because you're lonely. Like, just hang out for a second. Let's make a better decision. In like who is saying percentage or dollars off on cent offers. I tried 5% because that's the minimum. But it can be up to, when I discussed it with my wife, she actually doesn't think I should do it, because she's like, the items that we're selling right now are pretty rare, so they're going to sell anyway. Should we just give them a 5% discount for no reason? Because that's coming out of our pocket. On Poshmark, when you lower the price, Poshmark subsidizes the shipping sometimes with either closet clear out, or they have some type of rule that helps subsidize the shipping a bit. So they actually help you make a sale. On eBay, you're doing all the helping. You're giving them a better deal. So I kind of don't want to just give away my margin for no reason. But let's see here. Baron Von Deals. What did drummers say? Drummer. Oh, she moved. Sorry guys, I missed the inside joke. Okay. Next topic is I want to go over the buffer day a little bit more in more detail with you guys. So you guys in the chat, listen up. Let me know what you think of this concept. The buffer day is a day that you have set up so that you can get the rest of your stuff done. Let me know in the chat. Are you guys full-time, part-time? I think most of the people are part-time. You still need some buffer time because reselling always takes longer than you think. That's another reason why I think you should have a smaller but better store. So buffer time is really huge. Don't schedule your day super, super tight, because it just doesn't work that way. It's not that straightforward. Drummer has Sunday for buffer. Nice. Have a good night. Let's go with Matt. Matt, can you chat?
Sure.
Wait, what?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. What are you working on?
I'm not working on anything right now.
Relaxing?
I'm just chilling. Relaxing night in.
How is the new container?
It's great. Thinking I'm gonna go ahead and buy a table saw because they're pretty cheap.
Okay.
They're way cheaper than I thought they were. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a table saw for myself. And because I need tools, I don't have a whole lot. I got hand tools, carpentry stuff, but not any large tools. So it'd be nice to have that. And yeah, I'll be off to the races. All I need is some 2x4s, rip them down on the table saw, build some shelves.
Okay. How much is a table saw?
Like 100, 150 bucks, depending on how good of one you want to get. You could spend probably like $400 or $500 on a decent one, but I'll probably get a cheap one.
Got you. Fair enough.
And I don't have my video on because it's dark. And I live in a shed, basically. So, back to what you guys were talking about earlier about cutting expenses and stuff. Like my situation is it's pretty cost effective. Let's put it that way.
All right. Someone, oh yeah, drummer saying you maybe will get one used on Craigslist. That makes sense. The Sims Hustle is saying you should keep your focus narrow. I agree with that. That's a good question. People in the chat can put if you have a drink of choice that helps you resell: coffee, energy drinks, alcohol. I don't think alcohol will help you resell. Maybe afterwards, after you've been beat down by offers, but let's see. Usually full time. Oh, okay. I will talk about one thing that I think is really important. So earlier, I was in another call and people were talking about improving their health. So I think this is something we should take a second to talk about, because I think it's important as a full-time reseller to try to take care of yourself physically and mentally. But here's the thing that has been the case for me. If I'm trying to improve my health, whether it's changing my eating habits or exercising, or maybe taking care of my mental health, I'm not actually doing a very good job of growing my resale business at the same time. I can't personally, I'm not good at doing more than one of those at the same time. So I find it much easier to maintain everything that's going on in your life while you try and grow reselling. You can't, at least I have not been able to grow every single part of my life at the same time. So I think it's important. Over the past, 6 or so months, if you guys have been following my channel, I'm way more at peace now. That's just because I'm taking better care of myself, sleeping more, eating better. I'm asking for help. I put on my channel like, hey, I'm having trouble sleeping. Like 1 million people gave me some different remedies that work. So, I mean, it's just about and during that time when you're working on improving your health, your mental, your relationships, you probably won't make more money. So that's just something I want to point out, because in that group that I joined, there a lot of people are making $100,000 to $1 million a year, and all those people struggle with the same thing. When you go really hard on your business, sometimes everything else falls apart. It's kind of just the reality of going really hard in something. It makes it very challenging. Balta's going to try meal prep. Nice. Sims Hustle. This is a good question. How much would you pay for a wholesale lot of shoes? This depends on your risk aversion. Right now, I'm being offered this 1,100 pair lot of Merrells in Houston. So if somebody is in Houston and wants to go in on me with on this deal, I don't want to spend more than 20 grand on this deal, which is like about $20 per pair. The guy wants $30 per pair is currently the low offer. So that is 1,100 pairs ish. And I'd like to spend around 20 a pair, but I don't think I can talk them down that much because they are brand new inbox Merrells and Ariat. So it depends. On a pre-owned lot, I would try not to spend more than $5 to $10 per pair, and I have to be really picky. Alexander does swimming after reselling. That's great. Brandy just did her first meal prep. That's awesome. Yeah, we do weekly meal planning now, and that's been a huge game changer. I really, really, really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to do that a little bit. I have a new girlfriend basically, so we usually have breakfast, around 12:30 or 1. And that's usually almost the same thing every day. But, I've got her where, she wants to every evening make something new and exciting, So instead of eating out or eating unhealthy, we're having like lettuce wraps and stuff like that, which is.
We lost your audio, Matt.
Been really nice.
Yeah,
sorry. I might just have to not talk because
no
I'm indoors.
All good. Your dude, lettuce wraps are insane. They're so good. Not like you feel really good after eating lettuce wraps. I think it's as satisfying as bread in a lot of cases. Although bread with butter is like that's just like it's horrible. It's horrible for you, but it tastes amazing.
A good old Southern honey biscuit.
Carol says she started meal prep a month ago. Hungry Girl recipes are pretty healthy. Awesome. Just in Time said a pair of Merrells lasted over 5 years. Yeah, Merrells are a really strong brand. Really good stuff. Alexander saying, is the rental model more profitable and sustainable compared to replenishables? I think so. So right now, my photographer, James, you guys know him. We kind of went 50-50 in on wedding equipment rental. So I wanted to do a wedding equipment for the lighting booth. So I just got married. The things that I really like are the dance floor rental. That's like the easiest thing. You go there, you set it up, and you take it down afterwards, and you wipe it down, and you charge people if they damage it. It's a very, very straightforward business. the twinkle lighting, that sounds like an awesome business. Twinkle lighting, the guy did the twinkle lighting, the lawn games, the dance floor, and the we bought all the equipment for the photo booth. That's what I'm saying. Photo booth equipment. And that's really awesome in my opinion, because for weddings, you can charge at least 50% more than any other event. So if you can get into that niche, it's fantastic. I love the rental business. And the thing is, people totally abuse your stuff. So I don't know. It's every business has its ups and downs, but at least in the rental business, you don't have to bounce around with looking for inventory. That's like you're looking for sustainable forms of value, and that's why real estate is so bomb. Jeffrey's talking about, essentially house hacking, but a house delivers value every single month. It's an incredible investment. Marrows don't sell well for you. Love meal prepping so much cheaper. Yeah, meal prepping is so crazy cheap. Daniel likes the carb cycle. Daniel, you're in pretty good shape. Keto is a booming success. Lost 28 pounds since August 15th. I don't fully understand keto. Is it just no processed food? What is the keto diet? I feel like the Asian diet is already like the keto diet. Sims hustles on for rice and beans. That's awesome. Fat bombs. I've heard that the busiest time for jean selling is back to school. Huzan, maybe let me know in the chat if that's accurate or not, but that's supposed to be the highest traffic time, the 2 or 3 weeks before school starts. No sugar, no carbs. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. Sugar, I feel like if I look at the standard Western diet, a lot of processed food, a lot of sugar, and it's not good for you. High fat is good. Rice is not keto. That's true. I don't eat a ton of rice. I actually think, even though I'm Asian, whole wheat bread is better for me, even though you think genetically rice would be what's up. What's up, legendary tracks? Wait, what? What, Matt?
Hey, no, what you just said about genetically food reacts to you differently than it would somebody that had different genetics. Do you think that's true? Because I've had that exact same idea before.
Which idea?
Like, I think, I'm not sure what I am. I feel like I'm mostly Scandinavian, maybe Eastern European.
Right.
Now, would that be, will food affect me way differently than it would somebody of Asian descent or African descent? You know what I mean? Genetically?
You would think so. I'm just saying, as an Asian, for some reason, whole wheat bread is fine, but rice makes me feel weird. So I don't know, like even as an Asian. But alcohol, I don't get Asian glow, but milk makes me explode. So I have like a little bit of everything. So let's see.
Because I've heard of celebrities going on diets that are tailored specifically to their genetics. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. No, I think everyone is different. So if you want to do some type of isolation diet and figure out what it is that's making you feel bad, that's a good way to handle it. I'm going to, or Legendary was asking the best way to get wholesale contacts. In my opinion, the best way is to work with brick and mortars. I think that there's no better way to do that. I just listened. My favorite person to talk to about wholesale is Watch Me Amazon, and Larry got started by working in a brick and mortar health and beauty shop. That's how he got started. That's how he got all of his wholesale contacts. When he moved to doing it on his own, he just took all those contacts with him, and that's the best way. You want to focus on brick and mortars because they're already authorized to sell those products. Yeah, Matt was talking. Sorry, he's indoors, so the connection's not the best. Alexander, that's a good thing for the chat to talk about. What are your goals beyond reselling? I'm going to switch over to Bill. Bill, can you chat?
Hey, Chris.
Bill, what are you working on this evening?
I'm working on listing baby clothes that had, yeah.
On Amazon?
No, eBay and Poshmark.
Okay.
These are
from before?
Yes, but I realized when I was doing the research on the listings that some of them had fallen off completely, some were inaccurate, so I'm just taking the time to get them right.
Okay. How much is that from the previous lot when I first met you?
Yes, absolutely. And the ones that I could put on Amazon, I've put on, and I've sold almost all of them.
Wow.
But these are the ones that I can't get UPCs or ASINs for, unless I go through the process of buying new UPCs and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, but they were on eBay and Poshmark, so I just need to get the listings right. And this is part of being diverted, right? From focusing on too many things at once and letting stuff slide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just in the. So Gary in the chat says that he found me recently. That's awesome. Dave B says that reselling allows for freedom. I 100% agree with that. So even though when I first started reselling, I gained maybe 5 or 10 pounds because I didn't do anything except for research solds. This is, I think, 2017. I didn't even go outside. All I was doing was looking for stuff that would sell. I didn't know the pre-owned market existed when I learned about this. I thought eBay was for collectibles or brand new stuff. I didn't know people were selling used stuff from Goodwill. So in the beginning, I was sedentary, but then now I'm way less stressed out than any 9 to 5 because I control my whole schedule. So the freedom you get from reselling is outstanding. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 worth of stuff listed, you're going to have a steady stream of income if you listed it properly. Listing it properly for me is like the 6 things of title, description, price, reasonable return policy, reasonably fast shipping, good product mix. You're going to be okay. So once you get to that level, you never have to work with it. You never have to work for anyone again if you can get up consistently 100 items a week. This is my opinion. Dave said he spent 5 years pounding away on the phone researching solds. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's awesome. I love looking at what's selling. You really have no idea. There was another store that I reviewed that did, first year he did 40,000 net just selling Lamborghini parts. Like, that's amazing. And the parts were so expensive. Like, everything was $2,500, $2,300, random pieces of Lamborghinis, and they were selling once in a while.
Chris, I'm surprised you're not in the auto parts business because you know so much about cars.
Yeah, and I don't have the space. Michelle says, how long do I schedule for my admin paperwork numbers? From 7:30 to 8 in the morning, Monday through Friday. I do, so from 6 to 7, I do the call. Then I hang out with my wife for a little bit. Then I do numbers before I start listing. Yeah, the person that sold Lamborghini parts had a $1,000 ASP. It was like one of the highest I've ever seen.
Sorry about that. Business doesn't wait for anybody.
It doesn't work?
No, I said business doesn't wait for anybody. So yeah, I seen a supplier on the phone call. I had to take it. I apologize.
Oh, no worries. Was it a good deal?
Yeah, very, very, yeah.
Awesome. See, business never stops. I love it. That is kind of a plus and a minus for entrepreneurship, in my opinion. Sometimes you have a fire, like when you're with your family, you have to go fix it.
Yes.
That's a little bit annoying, but that's part of this gig that we signed up for.
Yep.
Nice. Myrna just sold a stroller for $400. See, do strollers need to be tested? Is there any kind of issue with selling something related to a baby, a harness, car seat?
Actually, there is, yes, car seats. Yeah, they like if you get into a car accident and you have a car seat, even no matter how minor the accident is, your insurance company will actually refund you the price of a car seat to buy a new one. So yeah, there is definitely policies in place. Yeah.
Baron says that there is a eBay glitch failing to show all possible solds. That doesn't surprise me. In the Who is saying I should sell tempered glass. That's a really good business. So just like the car part business, the glass business is all drop shipping. So you guys should know that. You guys can start selling glass on eBay right now. All you need is a wholesale license and a connection to the local glass supply place. I think, I'm not sure which license you need here, but if you are a licensed installer, you basically just post your number on Yelp. When somebody calls because their window is broken, you go to the warehouse, show them your license, you get that window. You can go to that person's house and install it. In the Bay Area, with 80,000 windows broken a year, you probably could start a very healthy glass repair business here. And they only cut. I did file charges. That person who broke into my car, that was one of 15 arrests. That's it.
Yeah, I actually I run automotive repair as my main job, and we actually kind of flip that actually, because we'll have a customer ask about their car window, and we'll do the same thing. We'll sublet it. They'll come there to our shop, do it, and we'll just sell it for double.
You just sell for double?
Yep.
Chris is going to move to your town.
I know, right? Jimmy Chung is asking about limited edition releases. Do you mean sneakers? Because I love limited edition releases. It's just that I'm not super good at using bots, so I only get one or none. So that's not a super good use of my time. Sherry is saying that car seats expire. That makes sense.
Yeah, car seats would be a hard gig, I would assume.
Just in Time is asking how to get rid of 3,000 items in a death pile or 3,000 unorganized items. I know it's unpopular, but I still think you just basically you do one trip with your car every day to Goodwill, and then if you just force yourself to do that after 2 weeks or so, you should get rid of at least half of that. You just get into that habit, because you're going to get tired of throwing away stuff essentially. So you're going to start listing some of that stuff so you don't have that pain. I think there's so many people who do not go hard enough on removing that death pile. You need that mental real estate. What repair is the most profitable for mechanic shops?
Yeah, I wrote it in there, but mostly service. The actual repairs, I mean, they do make money, but if you sell a service like a tune-up, nowadays a lot of tune-ups are very expensive, which is labor intensive. So a tune-up could take 5 hours to do, and charging $150 an hour, and we're only spending $40 in parts. So that's where the profit lies, is in the labor.
Jimmy, I don't see. Here's the question I have with the bots. I'm just trying to think. I think it's just like everything else. You just got to get into it.
I'm sorry, what bots were they talking about?
Like if you use bots to get Supreme or Nike releases, and you set it up so that I think they run on proxy servers and they just quickly check out. It's a good way to do it if you know what you're doing. Oh, Just in Time is saying it's just as inventory. So, what is the best way? Maybe you guys have some ideas. If you have 3,000 items and not listed perfectly, how would you approach tackling that? What do you think, John? How would you advise you handle a 3,000 pile?
To tackle it, I guess. I mean, that would be the simplest thing, is just to tackle it. Probably look up some sold items and see, their titles, and maybe derive a little bit off of that to help your listings out better.
Yeah, I would do the idea of just trying to figure out what a good day for you would be like. Yesterday, Frank on the call was saying that he has now 100 Stairlight bins of stuff all outside, and that gave him the mental real estate to start working again. He'd bring in the bins a few at a time, list it all, and just having some space is gonna help out a lot.
Yeah, maybe can I propose a question to you too as well?
Yep.
A lot of people talk about calling in eBay to refresh your store.
Yep.
I had just did that the first time a couple of days ago, and I instantly quadrupled my sales overnight by doing that. Is that something that, how often do you call in to do that yourself?
I don't, but you can. My store has been getting smaller and smaller, but what I would do is you guys can try this. You can call the customer service number and ask for a hard reset of your stores. And what they'll do is they'll go in and they will basically globally delist, relist internally and just reset all the counts for watchers, views, whatever. And that will essentially make all of your listings afresh. Don't do that very often. And you probably have to give them some kind of reason, like, I think my listings aren't showing up. Can you just do a hard refresh? They will do that for you. I think it's a good thing to do. Probably, I would say you should do it once every 6 months anyway. Why not? There's no reason not to, unless it's a replenishable item that you have a long history with. Linda says sort by like items. I like that.
Somebody said earlier is that they do have a new glitch out where it isn't showing a lot of sold items. Somebody had actually did some intel on it, and they had showed that on their platform on their phone showed that they had sold like 180 items, but it was only listing that they had only 13 sold items. So I'm not too sure what that glitch is, but yeah, it does exist there.
Your truck is filled with about 8 bags of donations. That's awesome. So guys, I am going to, I'm figuring it out right now, but I'm going to have this stream live during the day. So I'm going to get a few people to be in there always. So there's always people listing, but I think that's going to help people stay accountable because you can just schedule your time around listing while this call is live. I am going to actually call this call a little bit early because I'm feeling a little bit weird, but I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Everyone have a wonderful night. Everyone think about your weekly goal, because that's going to help people really help us help you more when you know how many listings you want to get up each week. And let's just really focus on that for tonight. Thanks, guys. Everyone have a good night.